1. House of Wax, 1953. 2. The Last Man on Earth, 1964. 3. The Fly, 1958. 4. Master of the World, 1961. 5. Pit and the Pendulum, 1961. 6. The Tingler, 1959. 7. House on Haunted Hill, 1959. 8. House of Usher, 1960. 9. Batman/Egghead, TV series, 1967. 10. The Bat, 1959. Update May 20, 2023. A top 10 list created by Bing GPT Artificial Intelligence for comparison.
Vincent Price was one of the most iconic actors in horror cinema history. He starred in many classic movies that showcased his distinctive voice and sinister charm. Here are some of his best movies, according to various sources. House on Haunted Hill, 1959. A millionaire offers $10,000 to 5 people who agree to be locked in a large, spooky, rented house overnight with him and his wife. A classic haunted house movie with a twist ending. The Fly, 1958. A scientist has a horrific accident when he tries to use his newly invented teleportation device. A sci-fi horror movie that explores the consequences of tampering with nature. House of Wax, 1953. An associate burns down a wax museum with the owner inside, but he survives only to become vengeful and murderous. A 3D horror movie that features Price as a mad sculptor who creates lifelike wax figures from his victims. The Abominable Dr. Phibes, 1971. Doctor, scientist, organist, and biblical scholar Anton Phibes seeks revenge on the 9 doctors he considers responsible for the death of his wife. A campy horror movie that showcases Price's comedic talents and elaborate death traps. Edward Scissorhands, 1990. The solitary life of an artificial man, who was incompletely constructed and has scissors for hands, is appended when he is taken in by a suburban family. A fantasy romance movie that features Price as the inventor and father figure of the titular character. The Last Man on Earth, 1964. When a disease turns all of humanity into the living dead, the last man on Earth becomes a reluctant vampire hunter. A post-apocalyptic horror movie that is based on the novel I Am Legend by Richard Matheson. The Haunted Palace, 1963. Charles Dexter Ward arrives at a small village to visit the house he inherited from his ancestor who died there 100 years ago. A gothic horror movie that is loosely based on the stories of H.P. Lovecraft. The Pit and the Pendulum, 1961. In the 16th century, Francis Barnard travels to Spain to clarify the strange circumstances of his sister's death after she had married the son of a cruel Spanish inquisitor. A historical horror movie that is inspired by the story of Edgar Allan Poe. The Raven, 1963. A magician, who has been turned into a raven, turns to a former sorcerer for help. A comedy horror movie that parodies the works of Poe and features Price, Boris Karloff, and Peter Lorre as rival magicians. Vincent, 1982. Young Vincent Malloy dreams of being just like Vincent Price, and loses himself in macabre daydreams which annoys his mother. A short animated movie that is directed by Tim Burton and narrated by Price himself. These are some of the top 10 Vincent Price movies that you can watch and enjoy. He was a versatile and charismatic actor who left a lasting legacy in the horror genre and beyond.